I'm Sarah Fishel, and we're here at the McKinnis Farm today, and we're collecting walnuts. You can see we have a nice big walnut tree here, and it's time to harvest them. And once we get them harvested, a lot of the husks have already fallen off the walnuts, and we'll just collect them up. And once we have enough of them collected up, the menfolk will take them into the wood shop, and they'll crack them in the vise, and then we'll be ready. We're ready to pick the nuts out of them. And so let's head on up to the house and do a little cooking. We're back in the kitchen here now, and we're preparing to make a sweet potato walnut apple dish for lunch. I've already used some of the black walnuts that we collected and we shelled. And I've got a few more sitting here that the husk needs to come off of yet before we actually pick the nut out of them and cook with them. But this is a black walnut cake that I have prepared, and we have the receipt right there for them. I've also prepared some black walnut muffins that we had for breakfast this morning. But right now we're going to bake a sweet potato apple dish. And now's the time of year that you have a lot of apples dropping from the tree, you have a lot of walnuts dropping from the tree, and the sweet potatoes have been harvested out of the garden. So we're just going to peel up 3 apples here, and I've already peeled and cleaned 3 large sweet potatoes, and those are going to be added into our dish, and we're going to cook them in a skillet on the stove. I'm melting butter on the stove to add these apples to, and this is one of the family's favorite dishes, and it's very simple to fix. I mean, it's a matter of coring and dicing up the apples and putting them in the skillet. So I'm just going to dice them right into the skillet so they can start cooking, because the sweet potato will cook slower than the apple, so we want it to be a little bit firmer. This apple will cook up soft really fast, and we're going to, so we'll let that cook for just a little bit in the butter, and we're going to add maple syrup. This makes a really sweet dish, and that's why the kids love it. Gonna go ahead and cut up another one of my apples. Now this would make a great Thanksgiving dish. It would make a great just harvest dinner dish. And like I said, it's very simple, and there are a lot of apples to be used. This is a Red Delicious apple. We have an apple orchard right in front of the McKinnis house here. So we have quite a few apples that we can have to use in muffins. Even the breakfast muffin has the apple in it and the walnut. So we'll dice these up in here. And our fire is nice and hot, so it should cook fairly quickly. You can see it smoking there. Here we go. I get the kids to churn a little butter because with the muffins they ate quite a bit of the butter that we had on hand, and so we may have to do a little bit of churning later today also. It's a good day for that. So I'm going to go ahead and add the sweet potatoes now, and I'm going to cut that one up a little bit smaller. He's still a little large. So there we go. I'll stir that around a little bit here. Doesn't that look yummy? The only thing that's going to make this better and give it more flavor are those black walnuts. And so we're going to go ahead and add some of those in so that flavor can cook into them. And you can chop them if you like, or you can leave them whole. I like to leave them in halves, and that should be about enough. Doesn't that look yummy? So we'll let that cook probably about 20 minutes on the stove, and then by the time the folks come in at lunch, it'll be ready to serve. They could have it either with their cake or with their muffins, but it'll fill them up for the rest of the day. So thanks for joining us today.